Everybody, Norm over here. Everybody keeps asking, when is the Frankster coming back?
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, a lot of those people were police. And,
Yes.
Are you free now? Or
I
what?
am free, yes.
There was one nurse that was asking.
There was a
about it.
nurse, yes. I remember I was sick all year like you were.
Yes.
I had
well,
pneumonia and I was out of it for a long time. And,
You've been out of it for a real long time.
yeah, for like 50 years, but that's besides the point.
But we love Frank, and Frank, you got that show I keep watching on TV.
The Family Stallone.
The Family Stallone with the
Yeah.
girls and
Yeah.
all that.
We
know?
just finished our second season. We were in Italy for 20 days. You saw us with the Pope.
Yes,
That was
I did.
pretty serious stuff. I mean, you know, being a Roman Catholic Italian, being in the Vatican with the Pope, and the Pope tells my brother in broken English, "I've seen all the Rockies." And Sly went like this, and the Pope went like that. I said, "This is classic."
What do you got to pay the Pope to do?
I don't know, man. What can you pay the Pope? But he was very, very nice. We were in Italy. Of course, I get food poisoning in Italy. And then we went from Italy to Toronto.
You got to really go to the better restaurants, though. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, people go, "Oh, you must have so much fun in Italy." I said, I couldn't go anywhere. It was Sly. Every time we opened the door, there's 500 crazy Italians outside. You know, I mean, that's where paparazzi came from, Italy. So they were everywhere. And Sly's there. "Yeah, you want to go for a walk?" I go, "Are you out of your mind? Walk? We can't even get out the front door. There's 500 crazy Italians there." So, but we had a good time. We went to the Toronto Film Festival where his new documentary called Sly is coming out. We finished the second season, and it's gonna be some really funny stuff. This can be some funny stuff this year, and it's a lot of good stuff happening. He's gonna redo Tulsa King again,
Really?
and we got Family Stallone coming out. I've been doing some gigs.
Well, I've seen a number of those episodes. I saw the one where you in
Atlantic City at the Hard Rock, yeah. And that was an interesting show. They kind of cut out some of it where I was getting chronic nosebleeds. So
I heard that. Yeah.
I had my nose cauterized twice. So I go to Atlantic City. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden my nose starts bleeding. Like 4 hours before showtime, I said, "This cannot be happening." So I'm sitting around like cotton up my nose. So they had to take me to an ear
It's sex symbol. You know,
Sex
what
symbol.
can I say? You know.
I said, "Let me tell you something. I've been doing this for like 57 years. There's no way I'm not doing the show. If I have to come out with tampons sticking out of my nose, I'm doing the show." Because, so finally I had to get it cauterized
Frank Stallone.
again. And
Yeah.
then finally it held up, and we were there with John Cafferty and Beaver Brown. They did a great job. So the Hard Rock, we're trying to re-get in on that, because nowadays, let's face it, you know, the days when we did these long tours, you get to a certain age, you saw Springsteen and Steven Tyler, you can't do 3-hour shows, man, and sing like that and not pay the price. I mean, they both had to stop the show.
I got to say, I've seen Frank's show a number of times. And
Many times.
You have a great band.
Thank you.
I like the piano player. That guy is.
Oh, Jonathan.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's the
Yep.
leader of the band. He's really good. And Frank is a really good singer. Frank is a nut. But my favorite part is when Frank does the Rocky imitation. He does the Sly imitation.
And John Travolta, yeah.
When
They were talking, it was almost Barbarino meets Rocky. It was like really kind of funny. Like,
we did one video
like
where
unwelcome back, Cotter.
we did one video in here where Sly called me.
Oh, that was.
And he wanted to buy Frank a Christmas gift. Mm-hmm. And so he goes in his voice, "What do you think Frank would like?"
Of course, Norm's saying, "How about that $80,000 Martin?" No, so yeah, Norm was doing this. No, what happened? My brother, your friend, that has a jewelry store in Beverly Hills, had all these guitars out next to Cafe Roma. So he went there, and goes, "These are very nice." So I swear to God, I come into Norm's on Saturday, and I'm looking around. He goes, "Someone wants to buy you a guitar," and I'm thinking, maybe some hot chick or something. He goes, I said, "Who is it?" He goes, I cannot tell you. So I'm looking around. He goes, "Yeah, they want to buy you a gift." Who calls on my cell phone? It's my brother. I go, "Hey, what are you doing, Frank?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just in Norm's Rare Guitars." He goes, "Oh, really?" And he's there like,
how about a J200?
No, I can't. No, I hear he's reading it. We think of like a Paul Lester. Or I said, "You mean Les Paul?" He goes, "Yeah." So he's going like this, and I said, he goes, and of course, Norm broke down and said, "What'd you say?" Something like,
I finally had to confess. But one thing that is crazy, because some women really don't have good taste. Some lady bought him a white falcon from the store prior to that.
Which I still have.
So,
thank you.
I mean, very nice lady. She was good looking. There was a couple wires loose apparently, but
a couple of little wires loose. Yeah, but I still have it. So, you know, the guitar lasts forever. So Sly finds. So Norm goes. I'm saying, do I need another Les Paul? No. Do I need another Martin? No. Do I need another J200? No. Norm, in his wisdom, comes out to the thing. And I see the guitar case. It's called the Sons of Pioneers, which is my favorite country band, which was Roy Rogers, the Sons of Pioneers. He comes out with this tan, old Gibson jumbo case engraved and all this, the Sons of Pioneers with cactuses on it. I said, oh, shit.
Now I got him.
Now you got me. So he opens it up, and it's like a mint condition 1940 Epiphone Emperor, which is... you got
blonde and it's beautiful.
Blonde. It's a great one, yeah, Emperor. So I just bumped into one of the Sons of Pioneers, Rusty Richards, and I said, man, I got to show him this guitar. He still has some of the Sons of Pioneers guitars, the old Martins, and I said, so I got to go out there and see him. He's like 88, 89 years old, because I want to find out whose guitar it was. It couldn't have been Rome's. It couldn't have been.
His card was in
the... No, he had it.
In the case.
I think... He came in the 70s. I think maybe one of the old timers might have said, you know, in those days they didn't care. Say, hey, try this guitar. He might have given it to him.
They probably did for an endorsement. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean one of the old Sons of Pioneers probably gave it to Rome. You know, here's something I've had. He probably liked them, and I'm trying to find out because it could be one of the famous Sons of Pioneers. But we're here. This new guitar from Frank Stallone Guitars is brand new.
What is that? An F?
That is an F. That is a real F hole.
That is an F hole.
That's right, man. We don't play around. So it's coming out. It's all American made. I mean, everything. And nothing like, the pots are from China. No, everything is American made on this guitar. And the great Michael Lemmo will do a little exhibition or a display on a guitar because he really knows how to play it. Take it away, Mike.
Michael?
See what we got. Friendly guitar. Really cool guitar. I love
it. Play everything that comes through here. Some of the great vintage guitars. What do you think of that as a new guitar?
Oh, yes, I do play everything. This is a really great guitar. First of all, I like how the weight of it is really light.
Yeah.
And I love that you have a humbucker with the P90 in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of different tones, and I believe this is a blend knob, correct?
Yeah.
And you get a lot of different variants, but one of the first things I noticed that I loved, which reminded me a lot of the Van Halen guitars too, is the neck. Beautiful, just clean, easy to play neck. Easy to get around, and
no
there's
finish on the front.
no finish, which I love.
Which I like, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's friendly, feels like, kind of has like that vintage vibe, but something new, and it looks cool too. I like the matching headstock. Always a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
But this guitar's ready to go. It's like lightning.
Well, all I can say is you made a deal with Lemmo. You were going to pay him by the note. According to my
was a
calculator,
lot.
I'll be
you
broke.
will be able to move, to a nice house.
Hey, listen, man,
in
I want
Beverly
Lemmo
Hills.
to play with my band, but the thing is, even though he's such a virtuoso, but you said your reading is not that good, right?
Yeah, that's why he dumped me.
What
To
about
my
music?
loss.
Can you read music too? I know.
Both are a challenge.
Michael would be an asset to anybody. And the thing is, if I was working all the time, it's a different bag.
I'm glad you're not then. I don't want you taking Lemmo away from me here,
Well, someone's going to take him one day.
Well, I hope it's a long time from
Maybe
now,
the
'cause-
Eagles are Steely Dan. He'd probably say, Norm,
See ya.
Zyga Zinta, pal. So you'd have to go back to, what's that group, Poor Folks?
I'd have to go to the poor folks' home.
What was that group called you had? Something.
You had?
Kathmandu?
No, the group you had.
Angel City Rhythm Band?
No, when you were in
King
Florida, when
Cotton?
you were a kid, called like them.
Well, there was a few of them.
No,
There
the
was-
one that you were wearing Indian clothes and stuff like
yeah, that was,
like you went to like
Never
a
happened.
thing.
Never happened.
my drummer actually
What's
had
it called?
a Beatle wig.
Poor Folk or something like
The
that.
Aztecs, the amazing Aztecs, and we were amazing for certain things. I'm not
Certain
sure
things
what they
for
were.
Bar
but-
mitzvahs and I go back to Norm probably close to 40 years ago, when he had a little tiny store down the street, and so he's had a few different places. But this is
I told Sly, I said, I've known your brother for like about 40 years now. And what did Sly say to me?
you deserve a drink or something.
Buy a bottle of brandy or whatever.
Yeah, something like that, give that to. But he did buy me that guitar, and I still have it. And it really is
It's a great guitar.
It's a great example of a guitar that's, well, let's say it's 1940, so it's 83 years old, and it's in really, really good shape. And so we were talking about this before, and I think Michael will agree with me. When you see an old L5 Super 400 from the 40s or 30s, that wasn't an amateur guitar. It was definitely a pro, because $400 in the
That was a lot of
30s
money.
would be like about $25,000 now. So you see any old like that, L5s, the Super 4s, they were definitely pros. They played in big bands, because it wasn't like a guy sitting home playing fucking hot cross buns on a Super 400. I mean, it was probably some guy in a big band. No? I mean, that's a lot. What do you think? If D'Angelico was like, "Hey, man, my son's going to start playing guitar. Good, buy him a fucking K." I mean, you're not going to get D'Angelico. But so that's what I think is the mystery. Like you sold me that first year, the Super 400. It's the first
34,
year.
yeah.
Yep. But it was all kind of messed up. I had it cleaned up, and I'm going, this had to belong to a player, man. Because that was the most expensive guitar you could buy at that time, $400 in the heart of the Depression. So that was a lot of money. So it was like probably $1 equivalent to $17. So
you were around back then.
I was around then. So $100 is $1,700 times 4. A lot of money for the time. But
Okay.
do you agree with that? Like, not so much Les Pauls, but when you get in these really exotic, like Strombergs and stuff.
You had to know what you're doing to build one of those guitars. That's
the
one of the
play
reasons
one,
a
the
lot
guys
of them
that
are not
bought
making
those
them
were
anymore.
players.
Oh, yeah.
Like Eddie Condon and those guys with look at these
Eddie
things.
Condom.
Eddie Condon, yes. He was a
Okay.
great player.
All right. Well, anyhow.
Anyway.
You guys have been asking, where's Frank? Where's Frank?
I'm back.
Here's Frank. You ought to watch the Stallone family.
The Family Stallone.
Family Stallone.
Yeah, on Paramount Plus, and also my documentary is on Amazon, Stallone Frank, that is. But yours is soon
I love
to
that.
be.
Yeah, I love that
Well,
documentary.
you're in it, of course.
Well, that's why I love it.
And you was in the premiere.
No, but it's really good, and I'll never forget. I went to the premiere to see it,
Yeah.
and we walk up, and there's a giant sign that says Stallone, and then underneath it goes Frank. That is.
That was my idea.
It was great.
Just be self-deprecating,
Well, it's really a good
or
documentary.
self-defecating, one of the others. But I mean,
Okay.
it was a great time. Norm, it's so great to see you, that you're healthy
You too,
again.
buddy.
You haven't
Love
been
you.
this thin since high school. No, I think in high school
I
you were
think-
huge.
When I was born, I was.
You know, in high school you were like Leslie West, right?
No, I was.
You were like Mississippi Queen.
Thank you.
I know.
Well, you know, I've always been on the heavyweight side. I look like a pro wrestler most of my life.
You did. You look like no. You look like, what was his name? What was the big guy, like Andre?
Andre the Giant. Well, not quite
or
that.
King Kong Bundy.
Or Kamala, or Abdullah the Butcher, or actually my favorite was Steel. What was his name? George the Animal Steel.
It's great.
So, again, all the good-looking guys, thank you for comparing me to all those handsome devils.
Guys. Yes.
Matinee idols and all that kind of stuff. My buddy Frank Stallone right here.
Thank you.
It's been too long since I came in, and you have to come in. People are requesting you, so.
Okay.
And just send money to
It's
Frank
called
Stallone.
ratings, babe. No, I'm making. So, only thing I asked for him is, like, I need a set of strings for my Elf, my Super 400. I don't know what to use. Can't use, like, Super Slinkies on that. Anyway, I love you.
Use man strings.
Take care, baby.
All right, the great Frank Stallone
Bye-bye.
right here.